Can you tell us a little bit about that minimal effective dose? Because, obviously everyone's heard the story of like you can run and jog for an hour versus sprint for 15 minutes, and the kind
Mm,
of metabolic effect is similar.
yes.
Tell us how you apply that minimal effective dose in your work.
The evidence states that for the general public, the minimum levels of physical activity needed to maintain good health are 150 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity per week and 2 days a week of strength training. That's pretty much the baseline. If you're sitting for 6 to 8 hours, and most people are well outside of that, exceeding that, you need to do a minimum of 60 to 80 minutes per day of moderate intensity physical activity just to undo the harmful impacts of sitting time. So there are things you can do to work outside of that. So you can increase the intensity of physical activity. So if you do vigorous intensity, then that 150 minutes drops down to 75. And if you do high intensity interval training, that time commitment drops even further. I don't want people to feel guilty. I don't want people to feel bad about themselves. And I don't want people to feel as if it's just about willpower. Because trust me, if it was just about willpower, I wouldn't be moving. I'll be playing my Xbox all day. So I have to create an appetite that goes, you know what? An hour on the Xbox is enough. It's not easy to do. It isn't easy to do. So I want to stress to listeners, like, I understand it isn't easy. So we have to make it easier for ourselves. We have to create an environment that encourages to move more. Have a standing desk. That's what I use so I'm standing more. I feel uncomfortable when I sit. So as soon as I get that uncomfortable feeling, I will get up and walk around for a bit. Even in my Xbox, I'll be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to stand and play for a while. Then I'll sit back down. I'll bear crawl, pick up my remote control when I'm watching the TV. I'll create games. I think gaming, in the true sense of the word, is really important. If you create these games throughout your day, every time I go into the kitchen, I'm going to do a squat. Every time I brush my teeth, I'll stand on one leg. If you create this environment of play, then it becomes a little bit easier, and it becomes a great dopamine hit and a challenge. And you're like, oh my gosh, like maybe I can do a little bit more of this, and maybe I can get my family involved. So that's what I'm trying to create, this ethos of playing more